alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is Suhail and you are watching Arakan Times Daily English News. Today is Sunday, 2nd March 2025. Today's news headlines: An army AA burnt Rohingya homes and mosques in Mongdo. Military junta conducted deadly airstrikes in Mongdo. Rohingya man injured in shooting by Myanmar military in Pokto Township. A calls to make international conference on Rohingya crisis a big success. Today's news details: the Arakan Army AA Arakan militant group that has controlled the entire Mongdo township since December 8, 2024 has reportedly been burning Rohingya homes and religious sites in Arakan State, Myanmar. On February 25 at approximately 2 p.m., the Arakan Army AA set fire to several Rohingya residential homes and a mosque in Teshong, a Rohingya village in northern Mongdo Township. According to reports, 4 houses and a mosque where Rohingya residents used to gather for prayers were deliberately burnt. A source from the village stated, "This is the 4th time our village has been set on fire by the Arakan Army AA. Many homes and buildings have been destroyed and villagers were forcibly evicted. Some have fled to Bangladesh while others sought refuge in nearby villages." The Arakan Army AA had previously forced Rohingya villagers out of the area in recent months. Reports indicate that those who remained are facing increasing violence and displacement. The Myanmar military junta, widely recognized as a genocidal regime, carried out airstrikes on an area controlled by the Arakan Army AA, a Arakan rebel group in northern Arakan State, Myanmar, on February 28, 2025. At approximately midnight on February 28, the Myanmar military launched airstrikes targeting the police headquarters in Jikampim village, northern Mongdo Township. The attack resulted in the deaths of over 30 Rohingya detainees who had been abducted and held at the police headquarters by the Arakan Army AA. Additionally, over 10 Rohingya detainees sustained severe injuries. The Arakan Army AA had taken full control of the police headquarters in Jikampim village on May 2, 2024, amid ongoing clashes between the Arakan Army AA and the Myanmar military. It has been reported that many Arakan Army AA members were also killed and injured in the airstrikes, as the Myanmar military junta dropped out 2 500 bomb bombs on the police headquarters. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus on Thursday called for making the upcoming international conference on the Rohingya crisis a big success in an effort to put the decades-long humanitarian tragedy back into the world map and mobilize more support for the long persecuted Myanmar minority. The chief advisor made the call when the head of the UN Refugee Agency, Filippo Grandi, called on him at the state guest house Jamuna in Dhaka. "Let's make it a big success and resolve the issue. Let's hope something concrete comes out of it," Professor Yunus said. "There should be a road towards the future. We have to make sure their future, Rohingya people, is granted," the chief advisor said. Filippo Grandi, the commissioner of the UN High Commissioner for the Refugees, lent his support for the international meeting to be convened by the UN later this year. "Let's put this issue on the map. The UN conference is a great way to put it back on the table," Grandi said, referring to the Rohingya crisis. "It should provide a much-needed platform to build confidence of various groups in Arakan," he said. "We are happy to work with you," he said, hoping that the visit of the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres to Bangladesh in mid-March would create a new momentum for the issue. During the meeting, they stressed ways to mobilize more financial support for the million-plus Rohingya refugees who live in camps in Bangladesh amid growing uncertainty over the new direction in U.S. foreign policy. They also discussed humanitarian situation in Arakan State, where a major rebel group was fighting against the Myanmar forces. They said a pause in hostilities is needed for providing humanitarian support to the people of the western Myanmar state. This in turn will create new opportunities for the sustainable return of the Rohingya back to the Arakan, they said. Referring to certain humanitarian crises in Africa, Grandi said The lack of legitimacy of military dictatorship in the affected areas hampers progress. The UNHCR's chief praised the interim government for stepping up its effort to offer universal education for the Rohingya children growing up in the camps and allowing the refugees to build more durable shelters. The chief advisor's high representative for the Rohingya issue and priority affairs, Dr. Khalid Rahman, also attended the meeting. He briefed grandly on the initiatives of Bangladesh in support of the UN International Conference and creating enabling conditions for the sustainable return of the Rohingyas. A Rohingya man from Pokto Township, Arakan State member, was injured in a shooting by the Myanmar military junta on February 25, 2025. The victim has been identified as 33 years old Shabir Ahmad from Anoye Rohingya village in Pokto Township. According to reports, the military targeted him while he was transporting materials around Sitwe at approximately 9 p.m. on February 25. Shabir Ahmad sustains a gunshot wound to his left shoulder. He is in urgent need of medical treatment and has been receiving care at an Arakan Army AA hospital. However, sources indicate that the military medical assistance provided has been insufficient by the Arakan Army AA, and they are indiscriminately providing insufficient treatments to Rohingya community. The Arakan Times team members are heartily thanksgiving to those who are daily watching, sharing, and doing like comments to the news uploaded on YouTube channels.